Hello, blessings. It's High Priestess Jamila. I am going to talk about a very sensitive topic that is probably going to be very sensitive to or triggering to a lot of people, but I still want to come and I want to talk about it, okay? Um, so, women or men that are usually suffering from infertility, what they do is they will go to a doctor. A lot of those people will go to a witch doctor, however, which is why I actually offer fertility services. Okay. um, I help people who are suffering from infertility. And I believe that in a lot of those cases, hello, Stefan. I believe that in a lot of those cases, the fertility problem is a physical issue. Or, maybe it's somehow the body got thrown off, probably through the use of um, birth control or maybe stress or just, luck of the draw, right? But I believe that there are some cases that infertility is either a curse or either it is a spirit possession, which curses typically do involve possession. Okay. And so I have undeniable confirmation and for me it's confirmation that some of these unfortunate people are under spiritual possession or either cursed. And I guess what we do with our career, you know what I'm saying? Like our experiences that we have typically inspires that, right? So I learned this via my stalking story, via my stalking experience. A lot of you guys don't realize that I actually began getting stalked on YouTube when I got pregnant, when I fell pregnant with my youngest child, who's 12 now. And I have been getting stalked ever since. And my suspicion is I've been getting stalked by a few people that are suffering from long-term infertility. Okay. There are some women that can't have children and they're just as sweet as pie. They don't do anything to people. They're not upset. They're not bitter about it. But I believe that there are some women that will become hell on wheels. And the reason why they become hell on wheels is because of demonic possession or spirit possession. I truly believe that. I first of all, what I became educated about was phantom pregnancies and um how sometimes when you have sexual intercourse with the wrong male, he can put certain entities inside of you that can block your fertility, or he can put certain entities inside of you that can make you sick, give you fibroid tumors, maybe cancer. And then also, things can happen to where he can affect you financially. Okay, so that's why it's very, very important to mind the energy of these men that you're having sex with. Now, it's not being intimate with a man that doesn't have a lot of money. That's not going to cause infertility necessarily. Okay, because there's a lot of women that get pregnant every day by men that are jobless. Okay, let me just tell you. So that's not what it is. It's how the spirits within his body are functioning and what they're doing and what they're saying. So having intercourse with a man that doesn't have a job doesn't necessarily denote that you're going to fall under some kind of evil spirit possession. But having sex with a man and his spirits are his body is a vessel for poverty would definitely affect you. It would affect your health, it would affect your money, especially if the way he is communicating. You have to be very selective and pay attention to the way a man is communicating. A man that is communicating death, destruction, and saying things like you're dusty, you don't have any money, and he's just speaking in a sense to where he's speaking nothing but death and destruction, then more than likely his energy is going to hit differently than a man that desires to take care of you but probably can't, but he desires to take care of you, right? He's not saying things like, he's saying, well, I don't want you to have to work, I want to take care of you, versus a man that is just speaking death and destruction and decay. So there is a difference. But so you have to mind the man that you deal with, because when you have intercourse with someone, he's leaving that imprint inside of you. And if you have sex with a man that is what's the word I'm looking for? Poverty spirited, you're gonna have some struggles. Okay. Now, I think that women should get readings on these men, and I think that they should pay close attention to the readings that you get. If you do a reading on a man and you get the Five of Pentacles and the Death card, he might have some kind of disease. Okay, to be honest with you. But if you get the 10, and not only he may have some kind of disease, but he's gonna bring doom and destruction into your life and poverty. Okay. But if you get the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Pentacles on that man got some good energy. Or if you get the Wheel of Fortune, that means that man may be super duper fertile. Okay. So certain cards will tell you certain things about a man. Okay. And where he's gonna try to take you. I had a dude that I pulled the Five of Pentacles on him, and trust me, he had to take me there. He tried to take me there. He tried. Okay. He tried to take me down a road of failure, poverty, sickness, and destruction. And he still is to this day. To this day. Okay. So he's been calling my phone, leaving artificial intelligent voicemail messages of a robot person talking about my baby daddies led me to homelessness. Now my baby daddies have never been around the times where and I've never, first of all, I want to just say this. I've never had a homeless problem. I've never went through that. So I don't even know why what the deal is with that. But the females that hang around him, the main one is infertile. And she has him under possession. They possess each other. I don't care. I'm over them. Okay, I tried to help them because the spirits of poverty don't have no power over Jamila. Okay, so that but the female that he hangs around with has infertility problems, and she's very psychotic. She's angry with me because I can have babies still, even in my 40s, I can still have babies. Okay, it's pretty much standard in my family. Women in my family can have babies well into their 70s. It's happened. It's been documented in history. Now, I don't know, and that ain't my business. If a woman has a baby at 50 or 60, that's their business, okay? God has blessed you. However, there are women that are suffering from infertility. I have had women in my family that suffered from infertility. And I have noted that these women have brought a bunch of devastation and destruction into our lives in the family. Like right now, I'm currently, I've currently, I have to protect everybody in my family from that spirit. So just because, the spirit of infertility is the spirit of death, sometimes it's a curse. And it's not always the best thing to just go to the doctor. Sometimes you have to see a witch doctor. Sometimes that can be a sign, okay, that you're cursed and filled with spirits. So I know that because I went through that with two members of my family that suffered from infertility. And I have to keep them regulated still because they don't want to let go of that spirit. So it's very strange. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. There's a person, you can tell that the consciousness of that person, they want me to feel bad because I can have babies. I have a set of Irish twins. My daughter, I got pregnant. I got pregnant. I like saying pregnant. I don't know why. I like saying pregnant. I got pregnant 3 months after Deja was born with Danielle. So I was pregnant with them within the same year. So they're Irish twins. Okay. And then I got pregnant in my 30s with my youngest son, and I'm still very fertile. This person is very jealous that I'm fertile and that and that I'm very young and youthful looking, and that I don't have to use filters necessarily. I will cartoonize myself, but I don't have to have filters. My hair is very thick and healthy, and they're wondering why their agent of destruction is not touring me down. Well, because I'm a healer. I've had somebody that tried to put infertility over my family. My child is right now getting ready to give birth. Well, not getting ready to give birth now because I'm going to be back home by the end. But they tried to put infertility over my daughter. You know what I did? I did the work. I reversed it. My daughter, she fell pregnant. She actually miscarried that one early, but then she got pregnant right afterwards. She's about 9 months. She's 8 months now. Okay. Very healthy child. My first grandson is coming. So infertility can either be a curse that maybe possibly could be in your family. I don't have generational curses over my family. The person called me talking about generational curses. I am a high priestess. If there were a generational curse in my family, I would remove it. You have a generational curse, which is what's leading this person to be calling my damn phone, hun. And you can't project your curse. You can't get rid of it by calling me. You got to pay me, and I wouldn't help you. I'm not going to help this person. But I do help women with fertility issues. Just FYI. And I think that if you suffer from years and years and years and years and years of infertility, what that spirit is going to do is it's going to destroy your heart and soul and make you very bitter to the point where you're out in social media harassing pregnant women and stalking people's family and their children. The lady that's suffering from infertility stalks my son, and he's 12. What she would have needed to do 10 years ago is probably, it might be a little too late for her because she got to deal with my wrath for harassing and stalking my family. Depends on what God she goes to. But if she'd have got help 10 years ago, we wouldn't be going there. Like, she's totally possessed. The spirits have multiplied. In fact, the spirits were able to have babies and she wasn't, by feeding off of her energy. So throughout the 10 years, the spirits that possess her have managed to get pregnant and not her, and they done created more entities that possess her body. Getting these phone calls from this person that's ultimately trying to make me feel bad because I have children. And this person speaks about it all the time in social media about how, oh, I don't have children, I'm free, and this, and that. Who asked you that? Like, that's something that you're self conscious about. You're the one that feels some type of way about not having children. Nobody said anything to you. So you can tell this person is very bitter, but they're not just bitter, they're possessed by spirits. Now, I'm not saying that every woman or man that suffers from infertility is going to end up stalking people on the internet. But that doesn't happen in most cases, okay? However, I wanted to point out the importance of understanding that infertility is spirit possession and a curse. And I think that people should spiritually cleanse themselves somehow. Okay. Now, thank the gods, whoever this woman is, she can't have children because the child would be compromised being around somebody that is that ill. And then also, I think that postpartum depression is sometimes spirit possession. When postpartum depression turns into murder, you're dealing with spirit possession. Some women have a little bit of postpartum and they just, they get through it. Okay, without medication, they just kind of just something that they go through. But some women go through postpartum depression and murder their entire household. Okay, now you're probably asking yourself, well, Jamila, that woman was able to have a baby. Is some kind of something that is surrounding the woman's womb and reproductive system and the family that people need to look out for. Because I think that if a woman is able to have a child but then creates that kind of destruction, I think that she was probably just able to get pregnant, but then still the spirit remained. And I think that there used to be a time when witches would do certain works for these women, and we would, heal the family. These days, more than ever, okay, more than ever, because of social media and because of YouTube, the church constantly, like, we didn't have this 20 years ago. We didn't have this 30 years ago. Women just went to known witches and witch doctors and they got their services and they were fine. These days, in the past 30 years, the church has been in social media speaking against witches, and they shouldn't be. They should mind the business that pays them, but they're not. They send out this intention and this consciousness, and now we have an increased rate of not only infertility, but home murders and people murdering their family. Why is it that the more active the church is, the more devastation and destruction is happening? Social media rules the world, basically. And these people, that's why I keep asking the church. The reason why I speak out against the church is because they keep speaking out against witchcraft as a whole. And they speak nothing but negative, witches. After the whole crusades thing, we still were very active because that is our path in life. That, and those of us that are healers and midwives, we have a purpose. Now the crusades is against the people that the witches assist. And for the church, it's all about shutting down their money, competition, money. But because of your need to be a superpower, you're hurting people's communities. You're hurting people by doing that, by trying to make them afraid of the witches. Now, I will admit that there are some witches or women that call themselves witches, but they're just bitter women looking for a way to be in denial. The truth is that historically, witches were midwives. And in the last 30 years, women would, if a woman had an infertility problem, she would go seek the help of a witch because she would be in tune with her body and she would understand something is wrong here. The reason why women come to us witches is because of their intuition. Something tells them I need to seek the assistance of someone that I can trust. And then they come to a witch. The church is trying to make everybody Christian, and it's just not good for the world. It's not. It's very harmful. It's the truth. In the last 30 years, the church has been in social media doing the most. Why aren't you in church? They have church online these days. Why? Why are you holding church services on the internet? Okay, fine. But why are, I every now and then I run into a internet pastor and he's talking about witchcraft. Why? You don't know anything about it. The only thing you know about it is that your Bible instructed you to murder witches. That's it. Why are you speaking about something that you don't know anything about? Because I can promise you what you're doing is you're causing more harm than good. I believe in the Bible, it says that you're only supposed to not suffer a witch to live that's in your congregation. Us witches on the internet are not in your congregation. So that doesn't apply to us. We're not trying to get in your church. I say this to say this. The church is causing more harm than good. You need to check the history of witches and quit only looking at the negative. Because there's a lot of women that are running around here lost because of you. And what are they doing? They are attacking witches when they shouldn't be. You know, they can't attack us, okay? Because, you know, but they harass us and they're against us and they shouldn't be. And they're possessed. They need help. And what are you doing? You're telling them, I mean, I would rather see the church speak about exorcism than witchcraft. Why don't you talk about exorcism? Why don't you talk about your services that you provide for exorcism instead of gossiping about witches? Huh? That's what the church needs to start doing. Do you know how to properly exorcise a person of bad spirits? Or are you just going to come on here and continuously harass and attack witches? Which one is it? Because I can promise you that every church is going to be under attack. That's why you feel like you're under attack, because you're doing the wrong things. You worried about the wrong things. And is it your place? Is it your place to be doing what you're doing? Your need to compete with witches is creating more hell on earth than anything. The church and the pastors need to drive a brand new car and have a big super mega church. I don't like mega churches at all. I don't agree with that. That ain't that like that ain't normal. I don't attack them. But mega churches, nah. See, that's somebody that is trying to become rich instead of actually helping people. Because the church is supposed to be helping people, right? Wrong. Okay. We got a lot of confused people out there. Along with men in politics trying to tell women what to do with their bodies. Don't we? Do you really believe that you're going to overcome the witches? You think that you can fight with us and win? I mean, they're already doing unorthodox rituals, just like witches. The church. That's when you've lost sight. You're not supposed to be doing rituals in the church. That's against the rules of what you're doing. Now, and the question is, why do you pay so much attention to Jamila? Why is Jamila always under your radar? To the point where you tried to create nightmares in my life. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I could literally shut down your entire church, but I don't, because I don't have time. You know what I mean? I'll let my spirits deal with you. Okay. Our world is off balance because women are not given the proper guidance. A man of a church cannot guide a woman, is my point. Because these women out here are more possessed and psychotic than ever. Because you told them that us witches were somehow their enemies, didn't you? And they became our enemies. A lot of women. And it's disgusting, to say the least, what's happening in our society. And women hurt, possessed by the spirit of death and infertility, and they're mad at me and my family because my family's growing. I can't even show pictures and videos of my pregnant daughter because they're upset and seething with hatred. Why don't you let a woman do her job? Is it because of your perversion and your need to control women? Okay. These are valid questions that I'm asking because I have a very hurt woman that keeps harassing and stalking me because she can't have babies. And it's been 10 years of prolonged infertility. And now she's completely possessed. What are you going to do for her? Are you going to help her? Because you need to somehow. I mean, at this point, I guess a lot of those women have went to, the need for institutionalization status. Got to be careful out there, y'all. I've been getting stalked ever since I got pregnant with my youngest child by women who can't have children. I'd say probably 2 to 3 years after I gave birth to my younger child, that's when I decided to start practicing witchcraft again. And those women are still stalking me. Why are they stalking? Because they're possessed. Anytime a woman, her body is not functioning properly, sometimes it could be physical, but I believe that it is spiritual sometimes in a lot of cases. And this is one thing that I specialize in. But women are being told that their own magic is somehow evil. Our wisdom, our knowledge and understanding of our bodies and the herbs and the healing in our minds are somehow evil. Well, I think it's evil for whoever it is that is stalking me to be suffering that way and then calling me with an artificial intelligent voice. Now I realize that the person that's calling me is not a woman. It's actually a man. Okay. It's a man that wants to compare himself to my baby daddies. Well, my baby, my youngest child is 12. So I didn't download the messages. I just deleted them. Your baby daddies lead you to this and that. My baby daddies I've never in my life had a homeless problem in my life. That's inaccurate. This is what this person is telling me. So it's a man that has a perpetual need to compare himself to the other men in my life. But that man is in a hubble bubble with these infertile women right now. Best friends with them, besties, talk to them all the time. So he's being affected by the spirit of those women. Because otherwise, he would be at home with his family, not calling me, comparing himself, comparing himself to my man. So I don't know why we're talking about baby daddies, my guy. Why are we talking about baby daddies, sir? I haven't had a baby in 12 years. It's called possession. It's a lot of these men are possessed. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm pulling herbs. I got to make me an elixir tonight. So I got to go. I got to make me a thing tonight. I will see y'all later. If you guys need fertility services, I offer those. I mean, I'm not going to. I don't assist women that are having mental problems. Of course, I'm not going to assist a woman with an obvious mental issue that is attacking pregnant women and people in social media. I'm not going to assist her with getting pregnant. Okay. But a lot of you normal women out there that, you're suffering from infertility, it's unexplained. You guys are welcome to contact me. Like I said, that's one of the things that I specialize in. And, but you do need to understand that um, a lot of times infertility is being caused by spirit possession. And whether or not it's next level spiritual possession or, because it gets worse. It does. It tends to get worse. And I've seen women that were suffering from infertility. I've seen them get worse and worse as the years go by. Okay, to the point where they're disturbing the peace. They're attacking pregnant women. Um, they're in hospitals. Attacking babies in the NICU, doing all kind of strange things. And yes, I do believe in spirit possession. Okay, I don't know any high priestess that doesn't believe in spiritual possession. I don't know any. They're pretty much all of us. That's what we believe in because that is. I mean that is actually the direct issue. That's the direct issue is spiritual possession, and the church not really knowing how to handle that. Obviously, okay. I mean, they claim that they know how to handle it. But I don't believe that they do. Because I've seen way too many of their people have tragic happenings happen to them. And them doing way too much. Okay. All right. I'm not, that's just what that is. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good one. Happy Monday. Today's Monday. Well, we 1 minute away from Monday, and I will see y'all later. Okay. Let's stop with the competition. Okay. Let's stop with the competitiveness. That's not doing anybody any good. We got to stop that. It shouldn't be about competition. It should be about helping people. Right. But that's not what it is anymore. It's about competition. I mean, 10 years of stalking a witch, that's a bit obsessive. And it would also denote that it's not me, it's you. Because my wish has been for you to stop. You're willfully stupid to be stalking me to begin with. Okay? A man or a church that's stalking a woman is not a smart man. Okay? All right. Let's get it together. And if you guys are looking for fertility services, y'all can visit divineservicesapothecary.com. All right. Blessings to you guys. Bye bye.